So I'm just sitting here on lunch, right? I just want to have a little bit of a video here, talk about the Cleveland Browns and what we're really seeing with this football team now that Deshaun Watson's out. He's no longer there. He might even be out for the season. You see Jameis Winston step up, right? Cedric Tillman has now stepped up in multiple games. You see David Njoku really coming alive now. Even in the last game, you saw Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore. A lot of these weapons for this offense is what we really thought going into the season could happen if Deshaun Watson was able to do his thing, right? But he just cock-a-doodle at this point. Now Jameis Winston over 300 yards passing, really focusing not only on Cedric Tillman. I mean, you got Elijah Moore, you got all these guys. Even David Njoku came out and said, hey, look, I want to be your safety blanket, right? So if you get in trouble, just look my way and throw me the football. And I'm telling you, he is throwing all over the field. Jameis Winston is playing almost careless at this point. He's an entirely different quarterback than he was when he played for the Buccaneers. I think the time that he spent with the Saints really helped him out, learning behind Drew Brees and learning the offense, learning how to be a professional, right? Not taking a lot of those mistakes where you see him throwing interceptions and yada yada. Now, there's a good defense over there with the Cleveland Browns. And so you look at this week, right? They beat the Ravens, and you're thinking, could they make the playoffs? It's a very slim possibility that they make the playoffs. They would almost have to win out at this point and maybe even have a little bit of help with already 6 losses on their belt. So I personally probably am not looking towards this week or this year as being the Browns being relevant. But if you're looking for fantasy football and you're kind of saying, hey, look, is there dynasty appeal? I think there's some dynasty appeal to be had here. Try to get yourself some Cedric Tillman. Try to get yourself some Jameis Winston. Try to get yourself some David Njoku. These are players that you can probably add to your roster for next season going further, because if Jameis Winston ends up being the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, man, you're talking about fantasy football-wise could be very, very beneficial. In most cases, you see the Browns either in a negative game script or a close game like we saw with the Ravens, which means they're going to need Jameis Winston to really throw the football quite a bit, which means there's going to be a lot of points. I mean, there was almost equal targets out there with Elijah Moore and Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman and David Njoku. And I mean, you even have 16 carries from Nick Chubb. I mean, over 50 yards rushing. So it looks like he's almost back from his knee injury as well. So there's a lot of pieces on this offense that you can try to get a part of to maybe be fantasy relevant for you. So like I said, I just want to make a quick video here, just sitting on lunch, just talk about the Cleveland Browns a little bit and just let you guys know there's fantasy appeal with this offense and with this team. I think this is something, if you really apply yourself, I think you could really start finding some diamonds in the rough for fantasy football, not only for 2024, but 2025. Especially if any guys are out there that play in the Dynasty League. I do a lot of Dynasty content. And you always need to be thinking a step ahead, right? Think about the years ahead. Think about what you can do. So if somebody's out there and they have a David Njoku that's, they really have no chance of winning, whatever the case is, go try to grab him, right? Go try to get him onto your team. But I think he could be a really good piece to the puzzle, especially if you're only missing a couple pieces to be a championship contender. Getting some of these Browns pieces could be really good for you. So like I said, if you're going out there and you're trying to look for a quarterback, Jameis Winston, he could throw up 300 yards in any given game. He was throwing up 300 yards when he played with the Buccaneers. So, coming out here, he's got a plethora of wide receivers out there. It looks like Cedric Tillman could be the real deal for this offense. I just want to let you guys know, look at the Browns really closely and try to find you some fantasy pieces. But guys, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Most of the people that are watching this video here, not even subscribe to the channel. Do that, guys. We're putting out so much content out there, whether it's redraft, dynasty, best ball, DraftKings, drafters. There's all types of content we're putting out to help best prepare you, make the best lineups possible, ultimately win a championship, hopefully win some money and some DFS. We do it all here at the Bayou Bingo Fantasy Network, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.